Just after sunset, you look up. The moon is gone. No explosion, no warning, no flash of light. Just an empty patch of sky where something familiar has always been. At first, many people would think it was a trick of the clouds. Others would blame pollution. Some would reach for their phones. Within minutes, observatories around the world would confirm the impossible. The moon has vanished, not hidden, not eclipsed, gone. The news would spread faster than any story in history. Social media would fill with confusion. Scientists would cancel everything else. Governments would demand answers, but the universe would remain silent. The first surprise is that Earth would not instantly fall apart. Hollywood has taught us to expect disaster in the first few minutes. Reality is stranger. The moon is incredibly important. But many of its biggest jobs happen slowly. That is what makes this thought experiment so unsettling. The night itself would change immediately. A full moon is hundreds of thousands of times brighter than the brightest stars. Without it, many landscapes would become almost completely dark. Rural roads would disappear into blackness. Forests would become far more difficult to cross. Animals that depend on moonlight would suddenly face an unfamiliar world. Many predators hunt according to the lunar cycle. Many prey species hide according to it. Researchers have documented changes in feeding, movement, and reproduction that track the moon's phases. An entire biological rhythm would suddenly disappear. Have you ever wondered how many living things schedule their lives around something you barely notice? The oceans would offer the next clue. Contrary to popular belief, the tides would not disappear completely. The sun also pulls on Earth's oceans, but solar tides are much weaker. Today, the moon generates most of the tidal force. Without it, tides would shrink dramatically. Coastal ecosystems that evolved over millions of years would begin changing almost immediately. Tide pools would spend less time underwater. Nutrients would move differently. Countless marine species would struggle to adapt. Some would survive, others might not. The consequences would ripple through entire food webs. Professor George Darwin, the son of Charles Darwin, helped explain how tidal forces slowly shape Earth's rotation. His work revealed that the relationship between Earth and the moon is not simply beautiful, it is mechanical. Every tide quietly steals a tiny amount of Earth's rotational energy. That slowing has been happening for billions of years. Without the moon, that process would nearly stop, not tomorrow, not next year, but over immense stretches of time. Days would stop getting longer at their current rate. History itself would begin following a different clock. Then comes something even more important. Earth does not spin perfectly upright. Our planet tilts by about 23.5 degrees. That tilt gives us seasons. According to planetary scientist Jacques Lascar and later orbital studies, the moon acts like a stabilizing anchor for Earth's axial tilt. Without that stabilizing influence, Earth's tilt could begin wandering far more dramatically over millions of years. Imagine a world where deserts slowly become forests, where frozen regions drift toward the equator, where climates refuse to stay predictable. Civilizations build around stable seasons. Remove that stability and the future becomes far less certain. Would humanity adapt? Probably, but not without enormous cost. There is another surprise. You would still see eclipses, just not lunar eclipses. Solar eclipses would vanish as well because there would be no moon to pass between Earth and the sun. One of nature's most spectacular events would simply cease to exist. Future generations might only know eclipses through old photographs. That absence would remind us that some wonders depend entirely on cosmic coincidence. Even space exploration would change. The moon has served as humanity's nearest laboratory beyond Earth. The moon has served as humanity's nearest laboratory beyond Earth. It preserves billions of years of solar system history on its surface. Future missions designed to build bases, test technology, and prepare for journeys to Mars would disappear with it. An entire chapter of exploration would vanish overnight. Perhaps the strangest effect would be psychological. For as long as humans have existed, the moon has watched over every civilization. Ancient calendars followed it. Religions celebrated it. Poets wrote about it. Sailors navigated by it. Children pointed at it. Lovers made promises beneath it. Across every culture, the moon became a symbol of constancy, something that always returned. Now imagine explaining to a child that people once saw a bright disk crossing the night sky every month. It would sound like mythology. The familiar would become impossible. Astronomer Carl Sagan often reminded us that ordinary things become extraordinary when we truly understand them. The moon is one of those ordinary miracles. It feels permanent because every human who has ever lived has shared it. Yet permanence is often an illusion. The universe does not promise that familiar things remain forever. It simply lets us borrow them for a while. Tonight, if you step outside and see the moon rising, you probably will not think much about it. You have seen it thousands of times before. That is exactly why it matters. Some of the greatest forces shaping your world are the ones so reliable that you stop noticing them. The moon does not ask for your attention. It quietly steadies your planet. It guides the oceans. It illuminates the night. It preserves the rhythm of countless living things. And because it has always been there, it has become almost invisible. Perhaps the strangest truth is this: we rarely appreciate the things that never fail us. Only when we imagine their absence do we finally understand the size of their gift. That's all for today. Let's meet again sometime to discuss another topic. Until then, goodbye.